Hello, guys. Welcome to another podcast of Set Talks. So today we have a very special guest, Miss Vedika Kabra. Talking about Vedika is all about she has done her MA psychologist and counseling from Mumbai University and certified as a graphologist of handwriting and signatures. And talking about her achievements, so she is founder and top director psychologist in well-being with Vedika. She has helped 200 plus patients to recover their mental health and help them securing a positive and happy life ahead. So let's move on to the podcast and let's talk with Vedika Kabra. Hello, Vedika. As I have told you guys about Vedika and the intro as well. So, hi Vedika, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
So, what is mental health to you?
Mental health for me is having a cozy, comfortable place.
So, what does a cozy, comfortable place means? Because there are many things going in our heads and many things going in our life as well. So, what's that basically
So,
from your point?
like personally, cozy, comfortable place is equal to mental well-being for me because one of them is my own bed, pillow,
Okay.
my own sleep place. Then hot chocolate.
Whoa,
Yes.
tasty and
These two things always make me feel very, very happy. Or if I'm having a dull day, then I'll have some dark chocolate or hot chocolate and feel better.
Okay, so what does chocolate plays a role in your emotions or in any mental health kind of thing?
Yes, so specifically dark chocolate definitely is good for your health, and eating something sweet would release happy hormones.
Okay.
And immediately chocolate has a lot of carbohydrates as well, so
Yeah.
it might increase your energy levels. So that's the reason why. But मैं इतना नहीं सोचती कि ये सब होगा. मुझे सिर्फ dark chocolate पसंद है, so I just go ahead to have it.
But dark chocolate is the thing that many people don't like basically,
True.
right? So they just find some sweeter alternative. So does sweet food also plays a role in your emotions expression or any mental health?
Yes, absolutely. Example, if you have something spicy,
Okay.
you might face some issues with your gut health or your digestive system, and that's why same. When you have sweet foods, it immediately, if you have maybe any cold drink or a soft drink or anything, it increases your energy levels as well. You feel that. Why? Because it releases particular hormones which might help you feel in certain way or change your mood in a certain manner.
Okay, so coming on to the basic questions for me as a youth, while I'm having basically I'm going through many things a lot these days. So, what's the basic thing? Because it's getting very stressful these days to the youths to to go to the exams and future tension and all. So, how would you advise them, or how would you guide them to how to maintain their mental health as well with this?
One main thing that every person between the age group 16 to 30 is avoiding sleep.
True.
Sleep routine, sleep cycle is extremely important as much as your hygiene or as much as your food or meals and everything else. Sleeping on time and things that you or activities that you do before sleeping are also important to make you feel a very peaceful sleep. And waking up energetically or waking up not being lazy or dull helps in all of these things. So
Okay.
I suggest sleep.
Okay, so but there are many things as well because at a very young age, children are getting phones and all, as I mentioned from age of 16.
Yes.
Basically, mental health issues in our parents' generation was starting from 21 or 22, I guess.
True.
Right? But in our generation, it's starting from 16, 15. Many of the children are suffering from 12 and 13 as well. So does phones or less parental focus on the kids does play the role in this as well?
See, getting access to electronic gadgets at a very young age is definitely ruining a lot of developmental stages or developmental factors among children. one of which is behavioral issues. They become very irritated, they become very impulsive, angry. If someone is not paying attention to me, they want to seek attention and perform some activities in those manners. And because they don't know what they are consuming online on the internet. As parents or as elders, we know and we can guide them. But I personally feel that to some age, a parent should definitely not give access to electronic gadgets to the children. So I met one of the parents recently, and she mentioned that her son is getting irritated if they remove access or take access out of the phone, and their what to do about the irritation. But then what we suggested was, first of all, you don't use your phone or electronic gadgets in the child's presence. Try to do that, because children always try to imitate or copy the elders. So that's one thing which is important. Whatever you are doing, the child is going to copy you. So get into such habits which the child can imitate healthy. That's one thing. And phone is actually affecting use of YouTube or any other online content is definitely affecting children's mental health. They are not able to take decisions on their own properly, or they become very impulsive. Irritability. And sleep affects, because it affects on their sleep, because the light that an electronic gadget might emit out definitely has a significant impact on their eyes also.
That's very true. Actually, I've seen many children growing twice than their age, because recently I just going through my Instagram, just scrolling down the reels. So I just saw a guy who was looking like 22, 23, just like us, but his real age was something 14 or 15. So that's a very big difference which it is creating in the world, in the upcoming generation, because they are getting very younger than their ages. So what do you feel that what should be avoided to kids or to the upcoming generation, that they should have that natural growth in themselves?
Yeah. So as we were talking about an unhealthy manner of use of electronic gadgets, I recently had an opportunity to meet one of the school authorities, local school authorities, and it's a preschool. They have included coding as a part of their curriculum for preschoolers.
My God.
But of course, as a psychologist or as just general public, we definitely are concerned about what about the screen time, what about the use of electronic gadgets.
Sure.
So the school has made sure that the child will only use these coding related softwares or particular things online, and the time is also set throughout the year, how many hours or minutes would the child be exposed to the screens. So monitoring these things are very important.
True.
Even if you feel that it's important for the child to use a phone or an electronic gadget or a laptop, but try to monitor the time limit or the content that they are viewing, and avoid exposing them to something that they are not really aware of at this age. I think these things might help.
Okay, but as you can see that today's kids or our generation is quite addicted to games like PUBG and Free Fire, which are very violent and basically criminal mindset games. So does this affects their mental health, or does this affects their anger issues or something which disbalance their emotions and things?
I don't think that gaming is bad.
Okay.
And I think it's something that a person might have a hobby, or just to feel relaxed, they might play some online games for a few minutes or maybe 1 hour or something. But it's important to maintain a balance.
Okay.
So when you are at a job for say 5 hours, a desk job where you're seated and you're working, and you go back, you feel tired, you're again exposed to screens where you're playing games. Definitely try to include at least 15 to 20 minutes for a physical activity.
Sure.
So that movement would help you out to maintain that balance. Or maybe dance, exercise, gym, workout, whatever.
Okay.
One of my clients actually got benefited out of this. So she started reading for 10 minutes every night before sleeping.
Whoa, that's great.
And her screen time reduced from I think 5.5 hours to 2 hours, 2.5 hours ish.
Actually, while reading books, you get knowledge, you get new advices to the life,
Yeah.
and one more thing, it reduces your stress level as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, while reading books, which type of books should we read to just calm our day or something? Is there a type of books we should read, or we can read any books as we want?
Yeah, it's all subjective. Books are lovely. It's subjective to you. Whatever you want to read, you can read. Just for improving yourself or developing yourself more, I would suggest books of self-help genre or just non-fiction. That might help you. Autobiographies or biographies, reading about that. But if you find it boring, it's okay. Go for something like Harry Potter.
So, as I've mentioned, Vedika, you should read Harry Potter books or anything. So, which books do you read as an psychiatrist? So, we can.
So I don't really enjoy reading books. I enjoy music or watching something instead. But I still try to push myself after learning from one of my clients. Like, of course, it is an experience for a psychologist or a therapist also to learn back from clients.
Sure.
So after learning that, okay, she benefited out of this habit or out of this hobby, I can also try it out. So I read books, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
A lot of people have read that. Then I'm currently on 5 a.m. Club.
Oh, that is an interesting book.
So I'm trying to
Guys, note it down
inculcate.
as she is mentioning the books because I'm going to buy that as well.
I'm just trying to inculcate these habits. But yeah, as a psychologist, we refer DSM-5, that is sort of our Bhagavad Gita for all the mental health professionals to understand the diagnosis or to understand different kinds of mental health conditions.
Okay. So, as we have scheduled a podcast, so I'm just going through some Google pages or researches regarding mental health awareness and everything. So, I just gone through a page where they were just claiming that mental health depends 75% on emotional intelligence. So, does it matter emotional intelligence or does it affect a lot to our mental health?
Yes, emotions really matter. You should try. You need to try to identify what are you feeling, why are you feeling in such a manner, the causes behind it, and if you are able to crack these few questions, exactly what I'm feeling right now. If I'm feeling angry, why? Who made me feel this way? Or what situation made me feel this way? Half of your issue is already resolved because you understand the problem. And then you'll be able to react, you'll be able to decide whether I should react or take some action instead. So emotions definitely matter. Understanding your emotions, identifying them, dealing with them, managing them. There are so many emotions that you feel throughout one day and you're not aware about it. If you start being conscious and try to identify it, at least before sleeping, if you identify what did I feel today, how am I feeling right now, am I feeling happy about the entire day or am I feeling irritated about the entire day, then you can dig deeper down about the emotion.
Okay, so as many of the youths are going, sometimes they're going through rough patch like breakup and all. So how would you advise them to go through? Because sometimes it's very hard to get back into that zone like you were before. Because when someone is having their first breakup, so it's quite hard to recover. So how is it going? Means that does that plays an emotional intelligence role or what does it?
Yes, all the situations in your life definitely affect your emotions. Every situation might not make you feel happy, and every situation might not make you feel irritated also. Different situations, different places, different people make you feel in a certain manner. So, out of my own personal experience and professional experience, I think whenever a person hits a rough patch, after overcoming it, they will never be the same person. They will always be an improved or a better person or a better personality after overcoming it, or during that rough patch when they are dealing with it. Initially, they are having a few traits. Those traits might continue, but it will always be improved. And as you mentioned about breakup or any relationship issues, main thing, you should communicate. You should be able to feel comfortable to communicate to the person in front of you and be able to convey what you want to say or what you are feeling. And that's when, a relationship is not always a thing of one person. It includes more than one person. So communication definitely matters. And once that is done, if you think you can decide whether you want to go ahead with the same person or the same relationship, or you want to maybe separate or whatever. If you are separating, you must try to focus on yourself or have a goal for yourself, personal self.
True.
That's where you can aim for and work towards it.
There is many things between the youth. We should have someone in our life because friends, family, and many best friends cannot fill that place which someone special can fill. So what's the thing? Means what's going on into the mental health with that? Does that affects to the many anger issues or something?
It might. It's subjective, of course. Whenever you are going through a rough patch or not going through a rough patch, always try to have at least 5 or less than 5 people who you would trust in different situations. You cannot feel comfortable to share every situation with your family members or every situation with your friends as well. So try to have at least one person for one kind of situation where you can just call them up anytime and have a chat or discuss or feel unjudged. Just feel that the person is not going to judge me, they're just going to listen, and if I need, they would give me advice or suggestions. So just support me out there.
As you've mentioned of judging, right? So does judging plays a vital role affecting our mental health? Because whenever we speak in front of anyone, now we are just shooting right now, so I'm also quite curious, am I getting judged or not? So that's also the many things that goes in our mind. So does judging play a vital role in our mental health?
So when a client comes up to me, I feel that it's always important in the first place, first session, first minute, after we have introduced ourselves and after we know each other, to make the person feel comfortable to openly share their vulnerable situations or things with me. I must make them feel comfortable and I must emit that energy out. But how? Of course, by talking to them. And I always mention one thing, that you are not going to be judged here. This is an open, safe space for you to share. You can cry if you want to, if you're feeling like cry for, if you're feeling angry, just let me know, we can work on that also. But just feel relaxed. That's when the person would open up. If you feel that I'm being judged, I'm going to a therapist, I'm sharing my issues with the person, and I think that the person is judging me or passing comments about me, negative comments about me to their own self, you will not feel comfortable. Of course, I would also not feel comfortable to share my problems to someone who is already judging me. I am in a negative space already, plus these external factors might also.
Actually, just coming on to judging, there is many stereotypes in a parent generation that if someone is consulting a psychiatrist, then he's having some mental issues. So how are you dealing with that as well? Because while before consulting to a psychiatrist, people consult to their family and friends. So when they just discuss that I need to consult a psychiatrist, so they just give the reviews or give the statement like that कि तू पागल है इसका, तुला काय गरज सायकायट्रिस्टची. So basically the thing is they don't want to they just have that negative term like psycho. Someone is consulting to psychologist, so he's psycho. So what you would like to tell to the people about this?
About this, yes, this is just one of the stigmas that you pointed out, but there are a lot of such mental health related stigma present out in our society and in our community. And always when you see a person who is struggling, if you are able to say some positive words or try to make the person feel good or a bit better about the situation or about the entire scenario around them, go ahead. But at that point, if you are not able to think of something positive towards that person, step back. Because we never know what the person is facing. We don't know other people's stories at that point. And you might end up bringing the person in a worse situation than the person was at that point. So I always suggest and recommend my clients as well as their family members, whenever if we have a family therapy session, definitely a family also plays a very important role in supporting a person. So when the client is comfortable, we include at least one close family member to the session. We invite that person also, that family member, who acts as a caregiver to the client. And together, we always try to bring kindness and spread kindness among each other, because after the therapy session, after the counseling session, they are going to go back to their homes or their own personal routine. There, not always would some mental health professional be present. You have to be there for yourself.
True. So, as I mentioned that someone guiding them, so does that mean that there should be only mom, dad, or any close to you?
Not necessary.
Okay. So, you can bring your friends as well, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I have one very bad habit. When I get nervous, so I just do crack my fingers. So, does that also affect a negative impact on the mental health?
It might affect. It's just a part of your body language that this is a sign. Okay, I'm feeling nervous right now, or this is a sign I'm going blank right now. It's okay.
Okay.
You can try to work on that body language part instead of cracking your knuckles. You can do something else. Maybe just feel grounded. I have this pillow. Your jeans also. You can just try to touch the texture of the cloth, which might make you come back to the present tense.
True.
So having these grounding techniques or practicing these grounding techniques and habits will avoid you doing this and go to a healthy.
No, actually, when I'm getting nervous now before the match or any big thing, before shooting a podcast, so till morning also I was quite nervous. I was just listening to some music like just we can say Hall of Fame and Arjit's new song everywhere. This backstage. So this is the type of thing which makes me calm and which makes me work, right? So does music also plays a vital role of getting nervous or getting anxious?
Yes, everybody similar to what our 5 fingers are not similar. They are not of the same size. Definitely, they are different. One finger would be thick. One finger would be having a longer nail or something like that. Everybody have different kinds of self-care activities. You enjoy music to feel better in a nervous situation. I might have a different habit that I might pursue. Maybe I like to draw or paint or have some other creative pursuit which might support me. So yes, continuing or practicing your hobbies or getting into these activities which might make you shift your mood or make you feel better definitely has a positive impact on your mental health. But it should be time recorded. If you are feeling nervous and you just watching movies or series for like 4 hours a day, then that might also impact your professional life, right? There are few people who are not aware about the time, what I should actually prioritize, and that is important.
Yeah, that's very true because in today's generation, kids don't know what they should prioritize and what they should do. So, just coming on to the next thing that, as I mentioned in the intro, that you have mindfulness as well for the 30 plus years women, right? So there is a general question in my mind. This is what popped up while we were discussing backstage. So many of the women after 30s get into menopause, right? My mom is also suffering from that. So at that period of time, I actually take care of everything. I look into everything. I cook for food and I cook. I take care of her. I just pack her a lot in those periods. So, but still there is some irritativeness or some angry things. So, what's going on there in their head at that moment? Because it's related to mental and physical both, right? So, what's going on? Because as a kid, as my mom guided me, my mom parented me regarding the things. So that's why it made me. It told me that if a girl or if a woman is going through this period, so how should we treat them and how should we deal with the things? So I'm quite aware about it from this side. So what is the difference in the normal days rather than the days which you are going through like menopause?
Okay. So first of all, menopause is not a problem.
Okay.
This I want to just put out both to everyone, every woman, every man, every person out there. Menstrual cycle is normal,
Very true.
and every month or every 40 days you have to go through that cycle, and that cycle is normal, and that cycle is a sign that your body is normal, it's working, it's functioning properly. That is important. And similarly, after a certain age, there is pre-menopausal phase also.
Okay.
After 30 or 35 age for women. After 40 to 45, a woman might undergo menopause, and later on, post-menopause phase. That is the third stage. Now, it's not something, okay, this is a mild stage, this is a now moderate, or this is a higher or hyper stage where I might experience too many problems. No, that's not the case. After 30, a woman might gradually, her menstrual cycle would decrease.
Okay.
Example, if a woman has a cycle of say 30 days,
Okay.
it might exceed to 45 days. It might even exceed to 60 days. After 60 days, she might undergo her menstrual cycle phase again. So slowly, after 35, after 40, your menstruation would gradually pause and stop. If you meet your grandmother, she might not be menstruating currently.
Sure.
Why this happens? Because there are a lot of hormonal changes occurring in your body as you grow. This is a developmental stage. When you are a newborn baby, you're not able to speak or walk.
True.
Gradually, when you grow, you are able to speak a few letters or a few sounds. Then you speak proper words and sentences. And then you're able to slowly crawl, walk, run, and sprint.
Yeah, actually,
Similar.
as you have mentioned about hormones changes and disbalance of hormones. So, what does hormones play a role in our mental health in boys and as well as girls while growing up? Because as a teenagers, we still remember while we were having our hormonal changes or hormonal disbalance, we were getting too angry or short-temperedness, right? So nowadays, kids are getting affected at a very young age of 12 and 13. And our period was in 15 years or 16 years. So why is it happening and what's the main issue regarding that?
So I think it's not a very big deal. I feel that it's very natural, and if we are at age 25 and we have some cousin who is a newborn baby, that person, that child is going to be 25 years plus evolved. So they are going to be 25 years ahead of us in a lot of ways. Developmental stages, or their bodily features, or their mental health, emotional health, understanding, intelligence, everything. So all we need to do is be careful while dealing with them. We know as adults what the children should, coming back to the phone or electronic gadgets that we were talking about. So similar thing. And another part that you asked me about was hormones. So hormones play a lot of a big role in our mental health. When you are, example, just imagine that you have to perform something in front of more than 500 people audience crowd. You're not prepared. Of course, you're going to be nervous. But you are aware about the topic, whatever you're given to speak about. You are definitely very knowledgeable about that topic, still you will feel nervous. That time you might sweat, you might shiver, you might go blank. All of these are few signs when a particular hormone is released in your body. And after that, these signs are shown to you by the body. Like these are some symptoms that, okay, the body is telling you, please pay attention. At that point, you can take deeper breaths to bring your nervous system at a calmer position, to bring your overthinking thoughts at a very subtle, calm state. Deep breathing might help. Self-care habits on a regular basis that you might be doing might also help at that point. You might never know this help, but it might help you out if you practice deep breathing or meditation every single day. At that time, you might feel, I should be nervous, but I'm not nervous. Why? Because of all these habits that you are following, all these techniques that you are following since so many days, that's why this is helping you. So all of these are linked to each other.
So coming on to the next question, because many of the kids and the youth are not that much lenient about the thing they are doing, right? They're taking a lot of stress before doing the things, overthinking and all, anxiety and all. So why do they feel like that, so nervous? Because they want to do that, but they just get nervous and they just back out while doing it. So why is it so?
At this point, I met a person, not a client, but just I met a person who was at age 17, and he said that I know that I'm comparing myself with a 30-year-old person at this point, because when I grew up, that 17-year-old person, he mentioned that when I grew up at 30, the inflation might increase or the problems might increase, but I need to be prepared to face the situation at that point. So it's good that the youth is trying to prepare themselves for the future and taking precautions about it in the present moment itself. It's good, I think. Yes, they should not try to overburden themselves with this tension or these stressful thoughts only. These stressors might affect, but yeah, having a balance of practicing some mindfulness techniques or self-care techniques regularly does not mean every single day. Twice a week or once a week.
What is it that mindfulness activities you would like to suggest?
Mindfulness activity, do anything that makes you feel relaxed. It could be going on a walk outside in a park. It could be listening to music. Even I enjoy listening to music. It could be reading. It could be napping for 7 minutes, 10 minutes. It could be, say, talking to a friend, or going out and meeting a friend, or a cousin or a close one whom you feel comfortable with to talk to.
Means there are many aspects.
Yes. The mindfulness circle that you mentioned. So I have an activity, a worksheet. We have created a self-care bingo. So there are 5 different aspects of self-care, and under each we have added 5 small segments of self-care activities that a person can perform. So total 25 self-care activities a person can perform. And just tick mark that you are doing or circle that you are facing issues with. Prioritizing sleep, a person might face issues with prioritizing sleep. Circle it so that you can get back and recall that I have to work on my sleep schedule, sleep routine. Eating a balanced diet or going on a walk, nature walk, take. I do this. I listen to music whenever I want to take. So all of these.
So basically, this as you have mentioned that they have created a bingo and everything. So does this help developing a mental health in a personality, or it's a very different thing, or it might work in very less situation?
No, it's not different. It's a part of psychology. It is a part of your mental well-being also. And these are just a few activities that we conduct for people to give themselves the time to reflect on themselves, discover about themselves. We don't give enough time to think about ourselves positively or analyze ourselves sometimes. So, or maybe we do, but we don't have a proper direction towards it. We might overthink. and we are not aware about it. So
True.
these prompts or these activities help people to give themselves few minutes to understand self-care habits or any other topic, and that definitely helps you identify, and on the basis of that identification and understanding you can then work on it, or we can discuss how to deal with any problem or any particular issue.
So, how do you manage your stress level or balance work? Because there is one myth, I guess, I've heard that psychiatrist also needs a psychiatrist.
Oh, it's not a myth. So
Okay, you also need it.
of course, see, I am a psychologist. A
Okay.
psychiatrist would prescribe you medicines if required. I don't prescribe medicines. I work through therapy and making changes that might improve your overall lifestyle.
Okay.
So I definitely seek therapy,
Okay.
which helps me because a counseling psychologist or a therapist in any particular format of therapy has to definitely, we have to conduct sessions back to back. Every session is for about 50 to 60 minutes, and at that point we might be making notes, we might be listening to the client, multitasking, definitely validating, and a lot of things are involved in that session. So at one point we might also experience mental fog or going blank or feeling stressful. Few therapists take the client in so emotional manner, they become attached, which is a negative thing for a mental health professional to do, because it will eventually affect yourself plus the entire professional relationship.
True.
So seeking therapy is not bad, it's in fact helpful. My therapist recommends me, and I have learned a lot of activities that immediately make me go calm
Okay.
and distress myself whenever I'm nervous or irritated or anything.
Okay, that means that's not a myth, that's the real thing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when it comes to the psychologist, so it's like I guess they don't need anyone else because they know all the medical terms and everything what will calm them up, what will help them to recover themselves. So that I thought that would be a myth or something because I've heard it from many people, mouths and that.
Right.
So, coming on to the next question, Vedika. Actually, as I mentioned in the intro as well, you're a graphologist, right?
Yes.
So you just identify their traits while from the writing and from the signatures. So what does it clarify? So how do you read it, or how can you just judge that thing on the future, past, and everything?
So it depends on various things.
Okay.
The angle, the slant in which an alphabet is written. Few people write it this way. Their handwriting is in this inclination. Few people who have their handwriting exactly at 90 degrees, not 90%. And few people might go in obtuse angle slant
True.
also. So these slants, 3 types of slants matter. We check for that. We check for the person's margin that they have left on the left side or on right side or on the top or below the page. The space between 2 words, space between 2 alphabets, whether alphabets are connected in a word or not. The dot of the I also matter. Whether an alphabet is completely closed or there is some gap open, that is also checked. And all of these different, there are various things. Whether you are completing your G, Y, or not completing it. If not completing, then you're leaving it at what angle or at what point. Even those things are taken note of.
Actually, does that means language barrier also the problem over there because
Yes,
there are
so
many Marathi, English, Hindi, so
the course that I completed was consisting only of English language.
okay.
So I am able to analyze only the handwriting samples written in English and signatures also. signatures might have Devanagari script as well. It's okay. Devanagari script can also be analyzed, but I know a very basic level of it.
Okay.
So I'm not very experienced in that sector.
Moving on to the next segment, which is Offbeat. So, hi Vedika, once again.
Hello.
Welcome to the Offbeat session.
Thank you.
You might have seen in our previous video that we have a very beautiful segment, which is Offbeat. In which we just have some personal rapid fire questions with you.
Okay.
If you're okay to share it.
Yes. I'm excited and I'm nervous, guys.
Okay. So, what's the most embarrassing moment in Vedika Kabra's life?
Personal or professional?
You can share as per your preferences.
Professional, when I had to record a history of a patient. Like for the first time, I met that patient and I was recording his history. I had an intern who was observing me, who was learning from me, and I got embarrassed when the person asked me, "Ma'am, are you married?" and kind of showed interest.
Seriously?
Yeah, so I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, that's not done. That's very unprofessional." I
Okay.
had to immediately, and the intern was laughing, or maybe just she thought it's just a joke, but no, it's very wrong. I said, "Excuse me, sir, let's focus on you currently." So I got embarrassed at that point.
Okay. But that's the curious question.
Yes, and I can never forget that experience. It was very awkward.
No, I can relate with that as well, because if you're just into something very professional thing and someone just came to you and asked you like this question, so it's quite not, we can say embarrassing, but it's quite like making you blank. Okay, what's happening?
And this is unfortunately very common
Oh.
with female psychologists.
No, that's really true.
Every psychologist might have at least one of these experiences where a client is asking me to say, and if this, I told my senior that I don't want to go ahead working with this particular client because it might create more awkwardness or some resistance ahead. So that's why, for the benefit of the client, I had to replace myself with another professional instead.
Okay, we know that.
That is also important to take care of. It's very awkward.
I got it. So, coming on to the next question, which is, what's the most proudest moment of your life?
When I took my parents and my family out on a dinner, I felt very good. We enjoyed, and first time I had the opportunity to feel how it feels when you are paying at a family dinner or something.
I can
like that.
feel with that feeling.
And my parents felt proud of me. They were proud of me. That's why I was proud of myself.
Actually, the thing, it was Mother's Day. I just got my first check of payment, so I just took my mom. Actually, my mom don't like to celebrate Mother's Day and all, so I just want to surprise her with a lunch. You can say a lunch date with my mom.
Oh, so sweet.
Okay, so I just planned it up like that we are having a PTM in our college, so you need to come with me on that day. And my mom was full blank because I didn't wish her in morning or didn't put status about it because I want to surprise her. So I just told my dad I'm planning this. So this is my restaurant. So my dad suggested me curry leaves of Gangapur Road. So I did a cab and I went in the we just reached to the restaurant, and coincidentally there were a bunch of student and their parents as well there.
Oh.
So it was kind of relatable to my mom that college might
She
have
actually thought that.
Yeah. college might have arranged a lunch or a session in this hall. So when we just sat on the table, my mom just asked me a question are you sure that parents meeting is going to happen? Because many of the parents are not sitting around us, or we can see a fraternity in this slide. In very down was I just wished her happy Mother's Day, mom. And she was shocked like that. You won't believe it. Her reaction was like black. She was so happy. After the lunch, she called everyone from house, everyone, her mom, her dad, everyone, his sister, everyone. Like he planned a dinner for me. Sorry, he planned a lunch for me and all that thing. He paid. It was a very big surprise. So it was a basic proud moment for any kid can relate to it.
Every child should pamper their parents in this manner. Really.
What's the most you can say most cherishing moment of your life? You just want to keep it with you, keep that day saved with you for your whole life, entire life.
Oh my god.
They might be many days. It will be tough for you to
I'm
figure
not,
out which
I'm
one.
not able to tell which one day, like just one day.
You've done many days, right?
अभी तक वो दिन आना बाकी है.
Okay. So I guess that's all for today's podcast. So first of all, thank you Vedika for joining us for this wonderful podcast and for your valuable time. And we wish you luck for your upcoming year progress and all the very best for the well-being with Vedika as well. And thank you guys for listening to this podcast. It was wonderful to have Vedika as well. And thank you. Just like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, please do that.
And please follow Wellbeing with Vedika. Link will be in the description of the channel. And you can contact her from her website as well.
Thank you so much, Siddharth, for calling me here, for inviting me. I really feel so energetic. And I expected that I might feel sleepy in an afternoon or an evening time, but I am very energetic. And while going back, I might complete one or two other tasks also. Thank you so much for making me smile and feel so good during this podcast. It was a wonderful experience that I want to experience again. Make note of that.
Sure.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click on the bell icon of this channel. Do stay tuned to Sid Talks channel.
Thank
Please,
you.
please. He's doing an amazing job and a lot of things are coming up next also. So wait for that also.
Bye bye. Thank you.